Mayans MC has enthusiastically embraced its Sons of Anarchy roots throughout the course of its 5 seasons, bringing back well-known characters and subtly incorporating the Sons into Mayans' stories for years. Therefore, it seems sense to speculate that Mayans may conclude with the suffering protagonist's demise, just like Sons did. However, Ray's passing during Wednesday's season final, he was far more twisted and cruel than Jack's tellers, who more or less went out on his own terms by riding his motorbike into a head-on collision with a huge truck. To call Iz's death one of the series' most nauseating sequences is actually saying something given the Mayans' propensity for violence. Let's first review the events leading up to Iz's passing. He had successfully steered the Mayans through the last phase of their conflict with the Sons earlier in the episode. The Sons were celebrating in a club when Iz, the Mayans, and the Grim Bastard stormed in and shot, beat, or stabbed every Sons member they could lay hands on. This was done after Iz gave a stirring speech to his brothers. Iz felt free to finish off Big Nasty Isaac after chasing him outdoors and throwing him down a flight of stairs. As Iz stood over him, Isaac pleaded, "This can't be it. War needs to exist. I don't want this to be done yet." But Iz was unconcerned, just like Isaac had done to a Mayan casualty at the beginning of this season. He shot Isaac in the head before urinating on his body. Later, following the Mayans' victory celebrations, Angel and Az went biking together for the first time in a very long time. When the Sons' conflict was finally over, Angel informed Az that he intended to quit the club scene and travel somewhere where he and Maverick would be secure. "I must survive." For him, Angel replied, and Az understood despite his anguish. The following evening, Az, Angel, and the other leaders of Santo Padre convened around the club table when Angel subtly revealed his choice to the group. In addition, Frank advised patching in Nestor because of the way he prioritized the club and managed the predicament with Jess, the alleged rat, earlier in the season. The whole group at the table concurred, so Nestor was called in to get his formal command. But while Nestor and the others kept Angel back, Jilly unexpectedly sees Iz and put him in a chokehold, interrupting the party. Bishop explained that they had now realized Iz was the true rat and that they didn't think for a second that Angel wasn't aware of Ez's arrangement with the feds. Bishop had received a visit earlier in the episode by Katie, who had been carrying a message from Creeper. So at a very heartbreaking moment, Bishop gave Angel Ez's knife and asked that he demonstrate that you're loyal to the club over blood. Show your allegiance to the F King badge if you want to leave this place. It was hard to witness what transpired next. Az insisted to Angel that this was the only way he and Maverick could completely quit the club scene, appearing to rapidly come to grips with his own impending demise. Through tears, Az urged Angel, "You've got to be strong." "No problem. Angel, observe me. Mention me to your boy. And you mentioned Mom to him. Please go and don't come back. It will be all right. You are missed." And Angel, who had been holding a revolver to his head the entire time, took action by seizing Az by the shoulder and stabbing him in the stomach. He apologized throughout, and as Angel moved back, the other guys in the room took turns approaching and stabbing Az until it was all over and Az had left dish bottles, then went to Az's trailer, where Sofa had been waiting all day to inform Az that she was pregnant, adding an extra awful cherry to this stabbing sundae. She laughed but quickly lost it as she saw Bottles standing at the door with an assault weapon ready to shoot Sofa in the head. Later, in a montage at the close of the program, we saw that Bishop had succeeded Az as president of Santa Padre, fulfilling his long-held ambition. Now, the others at the table, including Jero, Bottles, T-Rank, Nestor, and Gilly, looked about despondently as Bishop stated, "Back to business." However, there was a silver lining. Angel did, in fact, escape. In the episode's last shot, he and Maverick were gazing out over the lake when we noticed that Angel had covered up the Mayans club name on his back tattoo. Phew, that's not all either. Other scenes in the climax, in a moment of personal victory that ultimately came out as a bit of a footnote considering the other bludged in the show. Emily shot Miguel and the family's bodyguard to death after learning that they were responsible for her sister's death. And because of her months of preparation and those well-installed surveillance cameras in her house, Emily seemed to be at fault in both killings. Instead, all that was seen on tape was Miguel fainting, then Luis collapsing, and finally, a hysterical Emily showing up to clutch Miguel's body. The police believed it was a murder-suicide committed by Luis, at least for the time being. Deputy Assistant Patricia Devlin was unable to arrest Potter as she had wanted for because Miguel's death. Instead, Potter and Cody collaborated to overthrow the Mayans. At the conclusion of the episode, the ADNF stormed the Santa Padre clubhouse and surrounded it with police cars, firearms, and helicopters. Potter cryptically told Cody the levee will hold. Right now, Bishop made Alvarez a touching visit as he was recuperating in the hospital after his wife gave birth to a newborn boy. Alvarez was concerned that he wouldn't survive long enough to see his new kid grow older than a teenager. "You believe I'm doing morally, Primo?" questioned Bishop Alvarez. Bishop said, "I think for the first time in our lives, I know for effing sure that one of us is doing the right thing." Last but not least, let him obtain a revolver from a friend and made plans to use it to murder every mother. Curina Mayan cut, since she was certain that the Mayans were to blame for the deaths of both Coco and Hope. But when she got to Santa Padre HQ that evening, she went over to BZ's caravan and could immediately sense something was awry. Thankfully, adorable Sally had escaped the shooting and came trotting up to Letty, who made the decision to load Sally into her car and go. She returned to the all-female Broken Saints Club, appearing properly repentant rather than exacting revenge on the Mayans. Additionally, Sally now has access to additional canine companions, which is the satisfying conclusion we sorely needed.